And I think
Yeah,
that kind of brings me on to my next question for you about
yeah.
people who are starting out and want to break into directing music videos. Like, what is some advice that you can give them? Because it's like, oh, where do we start? You know, and especially, I know you've mentioned some really great tips about like shadowing opportunities, and just being able to kind of be boots on the ground, seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one place to start, like try and tap up those people. But how else do they break in?
I'd probably say as creators, start
Mm.
looking at yourself as an asset. Like I know people look at
Yeah.
people like myself and people like places like production companies as the end all and be all, but
Mm.
like you really need to start putting more importance on yourselves as a creative. Start networking and building strong relationships. And when I say that, I'm not just saying cold call people and write a mini essay that
Hmm.
people aren't probably going to read.
Yeah.
I'm saying when you're on set, whether you're a runner, whether you're first
Yeah.
AD, whatever role you are in, speak to people on set.
Yeah.
Like I remember actually, there's a DP in here called Jomar. I remember meeting him on set for Waller Jackson's short film for Stormzy. I think I was a runner at the time. He might have been a second AC, connected on that day. Obviously, as a second AC, I had the aspirations of becoming a DP. At the time, I thought I wanted to direct. So, we connected, and for like a few of my music videos, some might be viewable for people, some I'm never going to promote. But like, he DP'd those jobs with me, and it was even able to get some very established crew members on those sets for like next to nothing.
Yeah.
Now he's an established, fully fledged DP.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
I know I can still call him up for a no budget job the same way I
Cool.
can call him up for a
Yeah.
budget job. So I feel like, building not just networking, but building those strong relationships are
Yes.
key, especially with people that are on the same level as you. And that's not just for crew members, that's for posts, that's for
Yeah.
editors, colorists, the list goes
Yeah.
on. I would also say never stop learning. Never stop
Okay.
learning and
That's
never get
brilliant.
complacent.
Yeah.
And I say that just because there's been a few people I've worked with, they've done a few jobs under their belt, few labels, think they're the bee's knees, and then it's like they won't hear nothing for a minute. And
Yeah.
it's like because you're up against so many different directors that you can't get complacent regardless of what
Yeah.
your reel might say. I also say develop your voice.
Hmm.
We're in a society where a rigid, not much concepts are original anymore. So it's like, what can you do to enhance your tone of voice? Just because there's so many people in this world, but we're all different and we're all unique, and so that like let that shine within your work. And
But
even when it comes to that cold
yeah.
calling, just very quickly,
Yeah.
don't, for example, people trying to get my attention, don't just send me one email,
Yeah.
because you can't assume that I'm not doing nothing or that I'm not
Yeah.
busy. And even with that email, find different ways to grab my
Yeah.
attention. Don't just
Yes.
write a whole cover letter full of information
Yeah.
and think I'm going to have the time to sit there,
Hmm.
read it, or that I'm going to be able to click on every single YouTube link that you're going to send me, and you assume that I've got premium to like skip the ads and stuff like that. It's like, no, you need to make sure that you're standing out as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like even for myself, and this is the thing. Everything that I say to young creators, I implement them myself. Like when I'm reaching
Fantastic.
out to managers
Yeah.
or to commissioners,
Yeah.
I'm not just sending one email. I'm
Yeah.
following up. I'm following up. I'm following up. And like pride, ego, all that stuff, it goes out the window. Like because
Yes.
I have to always assume that you're 100%, like you're always busy, and so I need to make it worth your while to read my email and to jump on a call with me. And in that call is when I've got my time to like
Mm-hmm.
pitch and to sell myself as well as my directors and production companies.
Yeah.
Start implementing different creative ways. Like something I start using is gifts. I may
Oh,
just
I
take
love that. Yeah.
stills from like the best stills from certain pieces of work, put them into a
Yes.
quick gift, and
Brilliant.
just have it in the email. Just so when
Yeah.
you're reading the information and you've got the links hyperlinked, you might see a image that think, oh, that looks
Yeah.
interesting. Let me actually see more. And yeah, and just be persistent.